evaluation that was completed on March the 27th of '09.
And did you conference with Ms. Davis following or in connection with that particular evaluation?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did Ms. Davis file a grievance challenging this evaluation in any way?
No, sir.
Did Ms. Davis file an addendum or attachment to this evaluation?
No, sir.
Were any areas of the evaluation marked unsatisfactory?
Yes, sir, there was.
And what area was marked unsatisfactory?
Instructional management system.
And could you explain to the board generally what area of evaluation that covers?
Yes, sir. Lesson plans, when I would go in to observe, there was always an excuse why she did not have lesson plans. They were either at home or she hadn't had time to get them completed or bring them up to date. I had documentation that she had lesson plans that was inadequate for a substitute teacher. The substitute teacher complained to me that there was just not enough work and material left for her to keep the students on task while she was subbing.
Could you explain to the board why it's important for a teacher to have completed lesson plans in advance?
Yes, sir. There's several reasons. One, the main one in my opinion, is so that a teacher, planning is everything. If you're not well planned in whatever you undertake, you're going to have problems. And obviously, planning had been a problem for her in her classroom. A lot of my teachers will literally keep the plans right there on their desk, and they check off as they cover the objectives that they want to cover for that day. And then also, you never know when you're going to get sick or someone in the family is going to be sick that you're going to miss, so that the substitute can pick up those plans and keep going. So it's very important to have plans that's up to date.
Let me just ask you one follow-up. If a teacher doesn't prepare by making a lesson plan for a particular day of instruction, does that affect the quality of the instruction?
Yes, sir, it would, definitely. Because obviously, there's things that's going to come up that would take your mind off of what you're doing. And if you got lesson plans, you've got something you go right back to immediately. If there's some type of an announcement, if there's some problem with some student, you've obviously got something to look back at immediately.
Now, besides the problem with lesson plans that you noted on this particular evaluation, were there any other deficiencies that you noted?
Yes, sir. At that time, she was not posting on Edline on a regular basis, and I had complaints from parents that they couldn't check their students' grades because Edline was not being kept up to date.
What's the expectation for teachers to enter information on their level?
Whenever they place grades in the system, then they should. You just punch a couple buttons and it posts automatically. So I expect them to post every time they put grades into the system.
And is this an area of communication with parents?
Yes, sir, it is. Edline is a technology way for parents and students to check to see what their grades are. I think the board is very well aware of Edline. We've had presentations on it. It's also a way for the students to check to see how they did on something or whether or not they're missing some assignment.
No,
So it is a very important part of the communication to parents.
Now, if that system breaks down, virtue of a teacher not updating information or putting information on Edline, what problems arise?
Well, that's when I start getting calls from parents stating that they can't check the grades for this teacher because they haven't updated Edline. And the problems it causes is that parents that want to keep up on that obviously want to see it line, re-punched whenever they put new grades in.
Were there any other deficiencies that you noted on this particular evaluation?
Yes, sir. Safety, especially in the shop area, is a major concern. The students were not wearing safety glasses in the shop while using a cutting torch that I observed, and it was very relaxed, and the shop was not being kept clean, and so it's a very major safety hazard whenever those kids are welding or using a cutting torch.
And were there any other deficiencies that were noted?
Well, this is the 21st century, and we have to learn to teach differently from just using textbooks and completing worksheets. That is not a 21st century learning tool. It may help some learners, but it will turn off a lot of learners. It will keep learners from being engaged. So it will cut down on a good instructional process if you're using the textbook and completing worksheets, because students learn differently now.
So did you observe Ms. Davis using worksheets inappropriately?
I did, yes, sir.
And could you explain what you observed and why it was inappropriate?
Well, they were completing worksheets, I felt, just to keep them busy, not necessarily as an instructional tool. And I just felt that busy work is something, again, that sometimes turns students off.
Now, based on this unsatisfactory performance is reflected in this evaluation in this area, would you make a recommendation on course of action?
I did. I recommended that I put in that I was putting her on an improvement plan.
And when was this improvement plan to be initiated?
It was originally to be initiated in August of 2009 when school started.
Was there a delay?
I developed an improvement plan with Ms. Davis and Ms. Kesterson, who was one of the teachers on the improvement plan. And later, Ms. Davis filed a grievance concerning that particular improvement plan. So I sat down with her and removed the areas that she felt was not being fair to her. And so then you have a new one, I think, that was signed around October 1st. I'm not exactly sure the exact date.
Did this resolve the grievance that she filed?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to hand you a document that's been identified as Administration Exhibit Number 2, which is an observation form dated September 8, 2009.